Roland, I'm a witch.
I'm gonna help you.
Yeah?
I can't really explain the feeling that you get when you cast a spell, but...
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to with another review. Today we're looking at Bad Witch, which is a Let It Rain Productions and is directed by Victor Fink and Joshua Land and stars Chris Kozlowski and Jackson Trent. This comedy thriller comes out in April of 2021 and it follows kind of the misadventures of Xander, who is a witch. And he wants to leave black magic behind, so he kind of gets a job and moves town and meets a little friend, and it's just about his misadventures across the town. What will happen exactly? Well, you have to watch and find out. All right, let's start off with talking about what works with this movie. It is a comedy thriller. I would say it's probably about 50% comedy, 50% thriller. The comedy works as comedy and the thriller works as thriller. All the jokes in it are pretty funny. I laughed quite a bit. I couldn't stop myself laughing at one point. I know comedy is subjective, but I found that all the jokes, none of them really take advantage of anyone. They're all kind of spot on, just kind of situational comedy, like a sitcom. And it's really funny. It's a delight to see. I would definitely say check it out if you are into both thrillers or horror and comedy. I think the blend is really well done. It's, like I said, 50-50, and the comedy sections are clearly comedy and the thriller sections are clearly thriller, and it's a really good combination. The editing is perfect on it, and I would say check it out just based on kind of that. In addition, I think the characters, or at least the two main characters, have great chemistry. They really work well together. You really feel their friendship. The actors, again, great chemistry with each other. You end up really liking them in the end, especially when they're together and they're misadventures. And they really do play off of each other. And yeah, they're really funny together. When they're alone, when they're separate, kind of that's more the thriller part. But when they're together, oh, it's gold on screen. In addition, the main witch, Xander, he has a very interesting kind of story arc. He is like a bad witch, and his motivations are just to like kind of mess with people. He does practice black magic, so he often does magic that hurts people. And in the beginning, you're like, this is such a strange way to go. Like it's an anti-hero essentially. He's hurting people, he's getting revenge on people, but in the end, you kind of root for him. It's just very strange, but I think it's like a welcome strangeness. It definitely added to the movie, or at least the feel of the movie, because you don't really know what you're watching when it starts. And as it goes on, you're still not particularly liking his actions. Like, they're never good actions, but at the end, they're understandable, and it adds to the comedy of the movie, where your anti-hero is really an anti-hero, doing things that would be considered, not cool if it was the villain. But here you have your hero doing terrible things to people, and you're still liking them in the end. It's a very interesting characterization, and I really did enjoy it. It's bizarrely satisfying to see him do all these terrible things. Lastly, I thought the movie was better than expected. I don't do too much research going into these things. I just watched the trailer because I figure the trailer is there to give you an impression and try to attract you to the movie. So I just watched that, and it's very different from the trailer. It's way more comedic than the trailer would have you believe. And because of that, I would say don't watch the trailer if you are going to go see it. But it's very different from the trailer, just so you know. So I did expect less from it based on the trailer, but it really did beat that expectation. The comedy in it was, absolute gold. All right, so let's talk about what didn't work with this movie. Well, there weren't too many negatives. I did get pretty into the movie. However, I would say that the dialogue was kind of straight out of a sitcom at some points. It is filmed like a sitcom as well. so it can have that kind of awkward dialogue. But I think the characters and their chemistry together overshadow that, so it's not the biggest issue, but it is something. So who is this movie for exactly? Well, I think the comedy was great. So if you are a millennial and you like comedy and horror, I think this would be the perfect movie for you. Definitely check it out. It is very much millennial humor. I would even say that Gen X could probably enjoy it as well. And so if you are a millennial, do check it out. It's also, I think, great to watch alone or with a partner, like a Netflix and chill night, or if you're just chilling at home alone, you can definitely put this on and not be disappointed. As for a rating, I'm actually going to give it quite a high mark for this channel. I know we do lots of B movies, and this certainly is a B movie, but I thought the anti-hero was so unique, the characters worked so well together, the comedy hit home, the thrillers hit home, and it all just worked quite well together. I would recommend it. But what did you think? Leave a comment telling us. Like and subscribe as always, and I will see you next time.